right now?
I'm very excited. Anytime you get to play in front of your home environment, don't have to travel, just makes things a little bit better. And obviously it's my first time out here. Played in this arena before, but it'll obviously be a little bit different, wearing a Fever uniform. So more than anything, I'm just excited to get out there and run for the first time.
I know it's early, but what do you appreciate the most about your teammates in this early run here with the Fever?
Yeah, I think everybody's just, positive attitude. I think acceptance too. Like, you can really tell that everybody just wants the best for each other, no matter, how many minutes you play, no matter what your role is going to be on this team. I think everybody's just motivated to have a really successful season. Just wants the best. I think, that starts with the coaching staff of building a really good culture, getting the right people in the locker room. Lynn's done a great job doing that. Chrissy's done a great job doing that. So I would say, that's the biggest thing is, just everybody's competitive spirit, but also supportiveness at the same time.
You have a chance to play a game and have a couple of practices after that. Can you find a routine yet, or does that take some time because this is just a whole different sequence for you?
Yeah, I think it's hard to kind of find my routine still. I think you'll kind of get the flow of it as you travel a little more and come back home and things like that. But I don't really know what my routine will be, obviously, because I haven't really played at home yet. So I think just continuing to feel it out and see how things are going to go. But that's the great thing about playing 2 preseason games. You get to test it out, see what works for you, see what doesn't work, and go from there.
Can you finally getting charter flights? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I guess I'm just super excited. I'm happy for the players that have been in this league a really long time and have really deserved this for years and years and years. So I guess I'm just excited. I'm thankful at whatever point that is that it happens and occurs. It'll be great for us. It'll make recovery easier, make travel easier. It just makes life a lot easier for a lot of people, but also it's just something that a lot of people have deserved, for years and years now. So I'm just very fortunate to come to this league and, have that opportunity the first year I'm here.
Can you describe what it's like being you trying to go through a normal airport?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't have a ton of problems traveling throughout, the last time when we went to Dallas, but I think you just have to be aware of, where you are, and, we travel with security, which is nice, and it's just different, obviously, from college. You go, you can just put your bag on the plane and hop on the plane and then you're off, but you're waiting a baggage claim, you got to go through the normal security with everybody else. So I think it's a different process, and for me it was my first time doing it, so I kind of was just going with the flow and navigating as I would. But I think the Fever did a great job of being fully prepared. We kind of went the route of having more security, that we can tone it back as we need to, but it wasn't terrible. I just move about my business, keep my head down, and make do.
Yeah, but you'll lose your travel miles.
That's what we said in the locker room. I was like, those airline miles, no free trips anymore. So the girls were bummed about that, but I was like, it's a good problem to have, though.
You're about 10 days in with this full group. Where have you seen the most progress over this week and a half?
Honestly, I think there's been progress everywhere. I think just getting comfortable playing with each other is the biggest thing. Obviously we're young still, Aaliyah, me, whoever it is. I think just getting comfortable being on the court together, putting in a bunch of stuff every single day. You got to learn fast. But other than that, I think just getting back into basketball shape. You can only do so much running and being in condition, but playing basketball is the best way to be in basketball shape. So I think that's the biggest thing. Is we've been getting up and down, we've been competing hard, and that's going to prepare us for next week as well.
Did you feel that after that first game, the physicality of playing 40 minutes?
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't extremely sore, anything different than I was in college. I think it's definitely physicality, but I think it's very similar to the international game at the same time. I have experience playing with USA basketball. It's just called a little differently, it's just reffed a little differently. People are more physical, that's what you can get away with, but it wasn't anything I didn't expect by any means.
These fans here, they know basketball, and you know how much they want to support you and this team from just the draft night. Give me your take on just being here, to getting ready to play tomorrow in such a packed house in front of these special fans here.
Yeah, honestly, I'm expecting a lot of people to be here. I'm expecting it to be loud. I'm expecting the fans to be really in it. I know these fans are fans that are going to show up and they know what's going to be going on the court. I think sometimes you can show up to arenas and they're just sitting there, but when I was in college, they're invested. They know what's going on. I think it's the same thing with the state of Indiana and the people that support the Fever, support the Pacers. They're invested into basketball. They understand what's happening. They want to support women's basketball. So they're going to cheer. They're going to get after the rest. It's going to be fun. So that's what makes it more enjoyable as a player too, is having those crowds to feed off, especially when you're at home. That gives you a different added boost, added energy. I know it's just a preseason game, but it's still so much fun for us to get to enjoy this experience.
The other night you got to see Peyton again. Did he help? How has he helped, if at all, about your transition coming to Indy, being a face of a team?
Yeah, I think Peyton's always just been a really good resource. Even before I honestly declared for the WNBA draft, he was always somebody that I could lean on, and was very supportive of the women's game. But then obviously coming to Indianapolis, like, he couldn't be more thrilled for me. I was honestly talking to him about Italian restaurants. I'm like, is there any good Italian restaurants around here? So he texted me the next day. I haven't tried any. I honestly don't even know the ones he recommended. But so that's honestly what we were talking about. But I know he's just really excited, and he's always supported this organization since back when Tamika was here. So hopefully he'll be at a few games. But I think not only does he like talk about supporting women's sports, but obviously women's basketball. Like, he really obviously invests in it, obviously with his production company and what they're doing too.
First impressions of the ESPN project now that you saw the first hour there on Monday night?
Well, I've seen all of it, so it's really good. I think people are going to love it. ABC on May 11th. I think you couldn't ask for a better stage to showcase that documentary, and it gives a really good glimpse into our lives, our programs, our families' lives, and it's interesting. It's really well done, and obviously they kind of had to rush to put that together. And usually you get a couple years to make a documentary like that, but because of the quick turnaround with obviously they're going to try for season 2, but also our season ended, so being able to put that together, I think they did a tremendous job. And I'm excited to see the rest. There was a couple pieces that they had changed that I really liked, so I recommend everybody watch it. It's pretty great.
Now that you've been here for almost 3 or 4 weeks now, and so much praise about you during the press conference, just blew people away. What has it been like for you as far as just the support you've received here from these fans and just been on the streets in downtown Indianapolis?
Yeah, people definitely know who I am. So I think that's been a little difficult. Sometimes it's hard to go out and do what I want to do, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't want it any other way. Like, that's the best way to help grow women's basketball. It's the best way to get these fans excited about what we're going to do here. So I think, people are just excited as we are to play here tomorrow. So I think more than anything, just enjoy it, soak it in. I think everybody else is just as excited as I am. The coaching staff is excited. I mean, we played on the road and we were soaking in that experience, whether half the people were cheering for us, a lot of them were cheering against us, but having a sold out crowd like that, that's never anything that gets old. And whether it's sold out tomorrow or the rest of the season, I know no matter what, there's going to be a ton of people in here supporting us. So.
When you're signing autographs after games, and now you see like your first game will be on Disney Plus, which opens everything up to probably young girls, more kids in that audience. How much do you think about maybe the little you watching Maya or whomever growing up and now this being exposed to a whole new audience?
Yeah, I saw that it was on Disney Plus. I think it's the first live streamed event of any kind, at least sporting event. So that's pretty cool. And obviously a lot of my fans are young girls and young boys. And a lot of women's basketball fans are young girls that are, inspired to want to be like us one day. So I think it's a great resource to, show our game, show our platform. And I hope they continue to put games on there, not only the Fever games, but across the board, the WNBA, getting to play on different platforms that different people can, see, I think is going to be huge for our league. And that was always a resource that I wanted to have when I was growing up, whether it was watching on ESPN, whether it was going in person. I always wanted to be around the game. So, the more ways we can connect with our fans, I think it's going to help the league grow.
Do you feel the energy in the city right now with the Pacers and the race coming up? And do you
Absolutely. I'm super excited. I'm going to the game on Friday. I'll be over there cheering. So I think, it's a great time, for the city of Indianapolis. I think, the hype around, the Fever, the Pacers, whatever it is, two really great organizations that are really investing and wanting to make it really good. And I've been following the Pacers all year long. So getting to see what they've been doing is pretty special. Hopefully they can, steal one in New York before they come back here. And then I know this place will be rocking.